out into this. It does appear that AH has selected. Oh. So it does have some very different.
I mean, same layout as Eagle Eye, but much different structures.
It seems. Wait, is this not? This is. Okay, this used to be a staple of. This is what I was talking about with when it comes to the. This is the map I was actually discussing that used to be a CFPL staple.
Oh, you thought that was the mine? You thought that was the mine?
Right, because it has the tower in the middle.
Ah, okay, yeah, they both have a tower. But
right, remember I was talking about the races. Actually, let's wait a second as we already did 1v1, but it's 3Y who immediately takes it. But you know, as you come onto that A site from those windows that you were talking about, you had to jump backwards from that window onto the point, which is a hard jump to make. And then you have to jump from the boxes to boxes and all these things.
Oh, I see what you're talking about the movement.
Right. There's a lot of interesting jumps on this map.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of just levels.
Yeah.
Different elevations, a lot of ramps, a lot of windows, a lot of everything.
Super important that KB gets the bomb down before the end of the round there and out to an explosively quick 2-0 start. We're trying to talk about some other things, guys. KB not having any of it as they're just storming through this match. A little bit surprising. Well, actually, Mayo gonna get one, and a lot of KB members looking like it'll finally be time for AH to get on the board. Cuban can't hit this shot. He can't. It's all gonna be down to LCK to preserve the perfect, and it will be AH finally finding their first round here. But yeah, it's surprising to see KB not run an op here on this map. I think it's so important.
In the CFPO version, you know, the regular CF version, yes, but this map doesn't seem to have, like, I don't know. I get a feeling like rifles and fast aggressive shots that they're doing could be better on this map.
How good are you at jumping from that window onto the top point?
You mean to the ledge above the doorway and then up? Not so good. I mean, it's pretty difficult, and I don't have to do it, you know? I don't have to practice it, so not so good at it, but I do know what it is. And I'm really good at jumping into these windows. The double jump into those windows.
Oh,
Make it first try every time. Always surprising for the enemy team. We used to actually play this in competitive a little bit. Not for very long, though.
I actually really like it as a competitive map.
Yeah, I like it better than Ankara. Like I said many times.
Whoa.
I don't know, man.
You need to chill with all the Ankara hate.
I hate Ankara so much, playing-wise. It is fun to watch. I'll give it to you.
Like it so much.
It's a lot of fun to watch just because all the battles that happen on it frequently, you know?
Well, that and it's so much about reading your opponent's, which I find super fascinating is, you know, whether you can find... With a map that large, there's often just going to be a hole in the defense, and there's going to be a perfect play. There's going to be a correct play as the offensive team in every round, which I find especially interesting. Versus, you know, if I'm not necessarily the most cerebral team, but I just run a standard defense and I can outshoot you, I have a chance in every round on most maps, but definitely not.
Yeah, I'll probably do activate more. You got to be definitely counterintuitive. I mean, intuitive.
Yeah.
You want the other team.
3Y, gonna pick one at the end there. And although AH picking up their first round here in this match, doesn't look like it slowed the roll here of KB very much. And yeah, you know, having seen this map quite a bit through, I mean, back when CFS had Mexico and Port, this was one of the maps here that got taken out in favor of Port and Mexico for the CFPL.
For Mexico, I do enjoy better than this map as well.
No.
Yeah, come on.
Mexico.
Mexico is awesome. I like Mexico.
So boring.
How?
There's no strategy.
What do you mean? There's so much variety of strats you can run in. Maybe once my team makes it to CFS, you know, you'll be able to see all the variety of strategy or something.
Perhaps. It just feels so stale.
There's so many things you can do.
Is there? There's like
yeah.
what? There's like water push, alley push, middle control into A push or B push.
Do you want me to start naming off strats?
I don't know. Are you willing to give out some strats here?
I mean, I'll just give like general, strategy, not exactly how to do it, but like right off the bat, A split into alley and middle, and then there's also another strat that something that people don't really use too commonly, but smoking and then running through the doors, like you've seen that one team do. You remember? I was like surprised about.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we have under our belts there, and of course mid takes.
Let's put that on pause here as we got trying to, and they do clutch out another round, and it's actually going to be 4-2 here between KB and AH, starting to play their way in a bit. But as you were saying, I get it, right? There's a lot of strats where you
just don't see them too often.
You're never going to convince me that it's more fun to watch than this one. And here on Hawkeye.
All right, fine.
I just, that being said, I don't know if, so what makes you like this map, besides it just being more compact than Ankara, what makes you like it?
I just feel like Ankara is kind of bland with how flat it is. And for the CTs here, yeah, it's easier for them. It's not easier, sorry. It's not easier for them to necessarily rotate than it is on Ankara, but there's more of a chance for them to retake on this map because there's so many angles and so many different ways you can come from compared to Ankara. You know, like every way you can come from on Ankara, you split it in half, and that's what they kind of do on this map, like the tunnels and everything like that. Yeah, especially back towards CT. So I just like it better because it's more complex on the GR side, meaning you can rotate better or retake better. It makes it more competitive.
Yeah, that's an interesting outlook on it. I mean, I've always enjoyed watching it competitively. AH is just loving these EBRs right now. They keep on running back with this double op setup. You have one Om and one Barrett, and then the triple EBR. We've seen so many EBRs. But I'm just pretty surprised. Especially if KB or especially if AH can read out if they have the double op. I guess it's perfectly fine to go that 5 AR setup, but this can be such a good aggressive BL sniping map. Maybe I'm wrong there.
Depends on what kind of style you want to play though. If you're playing a style like KBR, then you don't really need an op because you're just going to rush.
Right.
But yeah, if you're playing a little bit slower, playing for picks, then it's terrific for an op on this map.
Although the most obvious place to snipe is often the most dangerous.
A-long?
No, up in the tower.
Oh yeah. You can be seen from so many different directions, and even you can be seen from the hotel. You can be seen from GR spawn. You can be seen from B site and A site.
But that also means that you can see all of those locations.
Yeah. How much of a risk do you really want to take?
I've seen some big plays from there, but it's usually when you have a pretty good idea. It's usually when you've taken one bomb site and you're trying to stop it.
Yeah, it's usually for a purpose, not just at the beginning of the round for a pick.
that would be a little over the top. As you would draw a lot of fire from a lot of different directions as we do go into the side change. 7-2 here in favor of KB. So a little bit of life here in the AH side, but nothing to write home about as they're still going to be...
They're coughing a little bit, but they're not quite getting out of the bed and getting ready for, the day.
Right,
life.
right. Still sleep in their eyes as they head on to the attacking side, but it's nice to see them in good spirits, not taking it too hard because, it's starting
Still go
to
home
look...
with money.
Right.
Hey.
Right. It's starting to look pretty devastating for them here, but it's definitely what you want to see from them is can they consistently improve, right? 0 rounds on the first map. They've already got 2 here. Can they, try and contest here once we move into the third map, or even try and just pick up as many rounds as you can? And the more you get, the more confidence you can come out with as we got going to take a trade there. And looking like they might have a shot here in this in the first round of the second half.
Ooh.
That's a bit unexpected.
Okay. Troll.
The MG3.
This is. I don't know if this is actually troll or not because in battle, what is it called? Why am I forgetting what it's called?
PvE mode?
No.
It's super strong in PvE.
It's insane in the regular CF. It really is. It's like no recoil, one of the versions of it, and super strong as well. He maybe be able to pick up 1 or 2 here, but they seem to be a little scared of the sound of it, which I would be.
I mean, he certainly dealt plenty of damage.
He's teabagging him. I think he feels a little bit salty here that...
Is he actually?
Yeah, he was. I saw it from the third person
Lord.
perspective and then first person. But I think he feels a little salty there and a little hurt that he's starting to use guns like that.
I mean, then there's only one thing you can say about that is to show that they can't.
Yeah, exactly what I said earlier. If they're going to disrespect you, give them a reason to respect.
Yeah. And if he picks one up in that... Wow, that was clean.
That was really fast, too. I kind of thought it was more than a 1v1.
I always see that at the end of rounds where, like, the second the round ends, they just chuck their weapons.
That used to happen a lot before they took away the option for you to, like, really do anything after the round ends. You can't throw your guns away.
I remember it used to rain at the end of every round. And a nice pick there from Leo.
Twice in a row, Leo started this round off with a 1K and started his team out with an advantage, but twice in a row it's been returned.
WIP going to go back to the AK. We will see 4 AKs actually coming out of KB here. And yeah, so you had to jump from this box. This is where the race started, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had to jump from that box to the next box.
Without touching the ground?
Without touching the ground.
How?
It takes quite a mighty leap. You should go back and find the videos of it. You have to. It's like almost pixel perfect, but it's 100% possible.
Wow.
If I find the VODs of it on a Chinese site, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see. Learn some movement or something like that. Is it with the Chinese professionals? They can do that? A lot of them can't even do the hard jump on port. How can they do that?
It was the All-Star match. The All-Star competition.
They get 1 round to do it or something?
Yeah. It's if you fall, you have to come back. I mean, it goes all the way around the map, like hotel where you say you have to jump from...
Oh, that's the window room right there, I think, that you're talking about? At A?
No, at B.
At B?
Like, towards Long B. Jump from on top of the window. You know, like how they have window slits? Mm-hmm. You have to jump from one slit to the next slit.
Oh, that's fun, though.
That's difficult.
Yeah, but that one's fun. I've tried that before.
And if you fall, you have to go all the way back in. It was definitely the run killer, and it was late in the run too. Oh man!
Does it matter how far you get? If they get further than the other guy, did they win?
What?
If they got further than the other guy but did not complete, did they still win?
There were multiple people who completed it without falling, or maybe like falling once, but like early on, like here or something, and immediately get and you just barely missed it there, Leo. Unfortunate.
Looks like it's going to be a disconnect on the side of AH, though. I'm not sure if this round should still count. I think because
was he already dead?
Killed? I think he was killed.
If he was already dead, then it should be allowed to. The play on signal will be given.
It looks like that's what's going to be given here. Maybe he was just needing to get a different weapon. Who knows? I don't think that's allowed though.
But we got gonna be the last man standing here for AH, and that should be
last round.
Oh.
No faith in his team.
Yeah, that could be it. Well, I guess rightfully so, as it will be a clean, not nearly as clean as map 1, but I mean, certainly not something to complain about, as it is that 10-2 result on map 2. Looking for all the world like this is going to be over 3 up, 3 down. But that remains to be seen. AH, a little bit of life in them in that second map, perhaps some kind of, miracle happens is really all you can hope for.
I mean, I'm just glad to see Coconut Island finally.
Yes, that's right, Coconut Island.
What if Coconut Island all this time is the mine? What I thought, the two maps in a row were.
I almost guarantee it'll probably be something you recognize.
Yeah, so far all of them have. The only one that I might not have recognized unless I was kind of lucky that I played it before is the Ice
World?
one. Yeah, Ice World. Luckily, I've played that before like one time in CSS. Counter-Strike Source. And I had a good time, but not a good enough time to go back.
I guess so.
But it would definitely be fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's another TD map for sure still.
At that point, what, Ice World? It would have to
it
be.
has to because it's so small.
Yeah. Otherwise, where is point A and where is point B?
Hey, maybe there's 4 points on the map.
Ooh.
And they get 3 bombs, and you got to pick which one to defuse, and only one of them has gold in it.
What do you mean has gold in it?
It's just the first thing that came to my head.
I mean, that would be bold, and I'm not sure at all how that would work, but looking super dangerous for that 3-0, and
super dangerous.
I mean, not much to say here, really. It's just really been AH getting outclassed, and I don't think that surprises me at all. When I found out that the Asia Invitational was happening, I was distinctly worried for any team that wasn't Chinese, just because I highly doubt that they have, the league set up there already in the other regions.
It's the same thing I thought whenever I... The intro there catching me a little off guard, but yeah, that's the same thing I thought as well. And this is actually... Oh, I recognize this. I don't remember the exact name of it, but awesome. This is a TD, and we get to see shotguns. That's pretty...
lots of shotguns.
An MP5 on the side of AH as well. I don't know if they're being totally serious about these picks, but that's awesome. As we see a lot of action going here back and forth. There's 2 kills on the side of AH and 4 on the side of KB. Starting it off strong. And Widow here, he's looking to come up with another frag as he picks off one. He almost could have got the quick scope there on the second.
Oh, man. I will say TDs are so hard to cast because it's just so fast and furious all the time. And you have to trying to keep track of where everyone is on the map is a nice one there by Widow. He might have another chance at Wiga, but a nice flash actually going to slow that down. We see, look at those. We see the machine guns there as well. All kinds of different weapons.
The MP5 there you're talking about?
Below the
we're also seeing... I think they're doing a little bit of trolling here. I'm not sure why the MP5 or that shotgun they were trying to use the beam would be viable, but they're still going at it and still trying. It's like the Vigo picking up a little nice kill on somebody there. And he's trying to pick up Widow, but Widow's not having any of that. Widow kind of going off here. Actually, I thought he was, but he only has 3 kills, so it's actually LZK that's been killing his TV so far.
Yeah, it's definitely been 3Y and LZK. For those of you who don't know, what's popping up there is actually revenge, meaning he killed the person who killed him last. Which one 3Y on 14 HP. They pick up another one here. Actually, lots of KB members on low health. They're already huge kill lead. For those of you who don't know, being up something like 15 kills this early is actually bonkers.
It's really hard to come back from because basically that means they have to get 3 team aces in order to come back from it without dying once. So pretty much an impossible task as Leo is left here with 19 HP, but he can't finish anybody else off because that's kind of a little unfair for him to get another kill out of that.
And what machine gun is this here that AHIHI is using?
M60, I do recognize that one.
And that's the one that we saw a little bit here at All-Stars.
Yes. Let's see if AHIHI can pick up one, which he can, but he did get 3 kills on the MP5, so I'll cut him a little slack on dying his first time with the M60. So let's see. I kind of want to see the camera go on to him here. Keep a watch of his kill score.
That would be him going down there. And now 43 to 24 as the lead continues to extend. Now up to about 17. Yeah, exactly 17, 18 now. And that is hard to come back from, especially when you're already there. Halfway, more than halfway, it's going to be really, really difficult here for AH to come back. They do hit the 30 mark. A nice quadra kill there by WYP.
And he's now into their spawn. Are they going to be able to deal with this before he gets another kill out of it? It looks like they will. They pick up 2, actually, so on a little streak of their own here. And they're actually 3-1. Oh, it's kind of catching back up to them here as LZK is popping off near the edge of their spawn. And
a couple double kills coming out there between GRK and YWP. And another revenge there. AHIHI going to get a kill there with that M60. But really, it's all been not AHIHI. He's got 13 to his name. That being said, LZK there, top fragging on the server so far with 16. Being chased super close here by WYP, but a lot of kills coming actually across here for AH, and that will give them a little bit of momentum, but considering that we're already moving towards 30 kill advantage, could be pretty rough here, as AHIHI could go back to the MP5 here for himself, as felt more comfortable on that than he did the M60. 73 already here for KB. If anybody's going to catch LZK, they're going to have to do it quickly. And WYP going to have a shot here as he's the first one to respawn. And 17, he only needs 3 out of the last 4 to do it. But it's actually going to be LZK who picks up 1. And only 3 left in it. WYP is going to need every single one if he's gonna have a shot to catch it, but it's actually gonna be LZK with 21 of the 80,
a fourth of the kills there from a
more than.
Yeah, true. And also, one big part of it I want to mention is not AHIHI coming up with like 16 or 17 frags of his own.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
definitely came in to frag in that TD. Maybe more mechanically skilled than I previously thought, because you know, if I was going to give it to anybody to frag hard there, it would be the Twin Towers.
Yeah, definitely Mayo of the two. It seemed like Mayo is definitely the most consistent of them, but it definitely was not there.
Maybe they just are much better at playing in the search and destroy type maps. You know, smarter play, better team play or something like that.
I must say, though, Coconut Island, not nearly as relaxing as it sounds.
No. And Coconut Island, really, for that? They must have put... I didn't really pay attention too much to the outside.
They were like gazebos.
Okay, I was going to say, maybe they put something coconutty or islandy.
It's very islandy.
Yeah.
But not an island I would like to visit.
Yeah, it's definitely just the same map, or what I was going to say about the map. I do recognize it, I just can't remember the name of it, and we have it in our version. It's just a different...
Coconut Island, okay.
It's just a different skin on it.
No, but it's good to see... KB motoring on. I mean, it's about as clean as you would have expected, and really at this point it's more about who's cleaner between KB and AG.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the final is already decided. If the #1 Vietnamese team still couldn't seem to do anything, I mean, if the Twin Towers couldn't even pull out what, 1 round or 3 rounds, they only pulled out 3 rounds in the 2 S&D maps.
I think 4 actually. I think they got 3 there on Hawkeye.
So 4 overall. If they were only able to pull out 4, then I'm not sure what kind of chance Dragon really has against AG.
It's certainly borderline impossible, right? Certainly, we'll say improbable. Improbable. But possible. There's still that glimmer of hope. But we will take a break here before we find out if AG can move on to that final, as we've got them penciled in there. Yeah. But they're going to have to win 3 games or 3 maps before they can do that. We'll find out if they can after this.
一点都不巧，全国有1亿人在玩 CF 手游。
好玩就来一起玩。
哎，
这儿看这儿，
哒哒哒哒哒哒。
哎，
哒哒哒哒哒哒哒。
哦，
巧了，你也在玩。
一点都不巧，全国有1亿人在玩 CF 手游。
好玩就要一起玩。来了，准备好，小心，到人面前了。
巧了，你们也在玩。
一点都不巧，全国有1亿人在玩 CF 手游，好玩就要一起玩。
巧了，你也在玩。
一点都不巧，全国有1亿人在玩 CF 手游。
好玩就来一起玩。
Welcome back here to the Asia Invitational as we get ready to get into our second and final semifinal matchup. I am, of course, again, Stephen Craig, joined by Jonathan X Famous X Holland.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Little shout out. You want to shout out my Twitter as well or something? Give me a couple follows.
If you're gonna self-promote, then self-promote, baby. What is it? I don't even know what your Twitter is.
STDX Famous X. It's my sponsor, my team STDX, Set to Destroy X, and then followed by Famous X. To end it off.
Well, now that shameless promoting has been done, let's go ahead and move on to what our second semifinal will be between. It will be AG and Dragon, and if AH couldn't get much done against KB, I don't expect much difference here, as to me, Dragon looked pretty decisively the weaker of the two Vietnamese teams. That being said, it looks like AG might not be as clean at closing out these teams, so we'll have to see how it progresses. But as we do see the lineup, Chengdu, Dashio, Balza, Shirshe, and Adam.
Can't forget about my boy Adam.
That's right. You're just never gonna let him live it down. I don't even. You don't even have to say anything else, and I know what you're referencing. He did miss a
1v1
pretty free 1v1 round there for himself by.
That was one of the most not childish. What am I thinking of? Amateurish mistakes you can make though is just like stomping behind him because you get too antsy. Like what? That's why I laugh about it, is because it's just like a mistake you would never expect him to make.
Yeah, we saw some really interesting mistakes flanked by some amazing plays in that Group A. I'm pretty sure that was the only one we really saw from AG, though.
Oh, yeah. Of course. That's why I got to point it out.
As for the most part, they looked super clean, and let's be honest, I don't think that's going to change today. Maybe you could say Dashio not looking like the number one fear factor area for themselves.
And I must mention, I'm expecting my boy Chengdu to continue to go off here. And he's also actually the oldest member of the team. I was looking at their ages just to see around how old they are. It was a relatively young team as well.
Jocker, Adam, Tone, and Weed here gonna round out the lineup for Dragon. I did want to say, I did hear this earlier that Dashio, the new opera there for AG, is new to the team.
Wow. Well, he's doing a great job.
Yeah, he was not a part of that CFPLM Season 2 first place victory.
It's a strange thing to do, though, to get a victory and get first place and then replace a member.
Yeah, I heard people talking about it in the hallway yesterday. So I thought maybe that after seeing this that he was perhaps on loan from a different team because their normal sniper wasn't able to make it for some reason or another. But
maybe so, because that is strange. It's one of the only times I've ever heard of a championship team breaking up.
It is a new opera there for the team. So good to see him getting his legs. That's also a nice way to get your legs under you, right?
Even if you're on loan and you're only going to be there for one tournament, what a tournament to be at.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Get a lot of confidence for yourself, for sure.
As we do see Hawkeye going to be on the ban list this time around, as well as Power, Coconut Island. We'll see what else does come out. Street Fighting, which is Ice World. So we're going to see a lack of... That's twice now that we've seen Street Fighting, the double ban there. As we will see Dust 2, Satellite Ship, Black Widow, Black Town here, and Death Cross if we get to a fifth map. And AG will go ahead and select the global risk side here.
I'm going to throw out a guess that because they get an extra pick, the right side only gets to ban 2, and that's why you're seeing a copied ban.
I think so. I think that's probably the case, and it's just for the sake of
fairness,
symmetry.
Yeah.
I meant the way that the graphic is done.
Oh, yeah.
Done for symmetry's sake.
Fairness to the OCD people, though.
Yeah. Yeah. As we do get a look at probably the most well-known
map in all of like FPS games pretty much.
Right, right.
It's actually such a common map in every single FPS I've ever played.
It's a classic for a reason.
Yeah.
It's a very well balanced map. It doesn't really tilt to one side or the other.
It's actually one of the few maps in competitive play in any game that has pretty much been 50-50 its whole life.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy.
It's a rare feat to achieve.
And Black Widow, which is very similar to it in the layout, is also pretty much a 50-50 map as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
I think it might have a... Black Widow might have a slight tinge of GR bias.
You see, the thing is, it just depends. I mean, it depends on how the T attack it, how the BL attack it.
Yeah.
Because if they attack A site, the GR cannot hold A site. It's relatively impossible. B site's the only place where I'd say there may be an advantage, but at the same time, B site is also really hard to attack here. So I don't know. I mean, it's maybe with VIPs in the CFPL, it is more GR sided a bit.
Could be.
From what I've seen personally, yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and get into our first map here. Dust 2 AG versus Dragon. We'll get a feel for it as we get into it. Let's go. And as we did mention, interestingly, Tone immediately, you would have to assume, down mid, gonna pick one up onto Chengdu, and that's a good way to start here for Dragon. But it's immediately gonna be turned even further on its head as another one gonna go down here to Jocker, but will get traded back. And kills coming fast and furious, but definitely not in the favor of AG, and could be a nice start here for Dragon and a way to get into this game. Oh, but Bowser's behind the defense here, or behind the offense, I should say. Just a nice end around for him, and that's going to even things out. It's actually going to be Shrisha. After picking up 2 here, he's going to have the bomb to work with as a defense. And he's found Tone immediately, and it's actually Tone with the Beagle who's going to pick it up.
This is what I like to see. I remain optimistic now. First round in the favor of Dragon, and they come out with a will to win. Running at them. No holds barred, no hesitation.
Yeah, I have to say, just for the reasons that we just mentioned about how well this map is known, I have to question, maybe could have been a ban here for AG, but really off to a great start here.
Chengdu going down. The king of all their matches before, pretty much. He's 0-2 now.
Yeah, it was quite spread out. Again, it's typically you see Balta and able to get in those great lurking situations like he did last round. Wasn't quite able to find it for them, but yeah, as far as like that straight up, and look at him dropping like 5s here for AG, and off to a great start here for Dragon. It's tentative optimism from me, but we'll have to see how far they can go. Only Dasho here alive with Weed, Adam, and Tone to take down. And it will be Weed who gets that last kill, and Dasho not even having any idea where he was.
It's like a combination here of 5-man rushes, just overwhelming the defense, along with early picks by the op, time and time again. And if they just don't allow those early picks, maybe the rounds could start going in the favor of AG again, because they're not going to be able to overwhelm so easily 5 members. On the rotate and defending the site.
Does look like we are going to slow things down a bit here into the 3rd round, and we'll see if AG can't start to get something going for themselves. As
I almost fell.
I'm a bit sad I missed that. The bomb going to get dropped down near the spawn man, and actually the first firefight getting here between Shrisha. And again, losing the duels here. Jockey going to pick that one up onto Shrisha, and a nice grenade there. Actually going to take some damage off of a couple of Dragon members, and it does look like Balta will get out with his life, and Dasho going to have to hit a big shot here. Flash going to come out there for AG, but not find anything to work with. Dasho definitely going to need to find he's going to take the shot there as he's flashed out. But the execute is actually super slow, and it catches him off guard. They waited until the flash was finished, but Balza going to pick up 2, and Chengdu going to pick up another, and does look like finally going to get on the board here. I guess finally, and not so much, third round only, but does look like AG will get on the board here with only Adam left to stop, and it will be Chengdu with another one.
I'm curious to see AG's strategy in this round. They're probably quickly figuring out how Dragon is playing. I mean, that's exactly what you would expect from AG, right? Just quickly figuring it out, probably changing up their strategy. And right now, they're just taking their time crossing the mid doors just to make sure they don't get picked by the op. And
This could be danger though, as it is a B rush, and they've gone long A control. The rotations are going to be super slow here, but if they can get all the way around, and instead it's just going to be a double, triple kill there by Chengdu, and Bao's going to pick one up on his own, and only Tone left alive, and Adam going to be a little bit upset that his giant end around didn't work for him, and especially upset now that he is dead. But you have to think that, man, he was so close there to having such a big play, and then he arrives and everyone's just lying on the ground dead except for Tone.
And I like the difference between the shooting styles of, Chengdu compared to a lot of the other players, where he's not just full spraying. Somehow, I don't know exactly, how it's possible, but he's like bursting and tapping, and I don't know. He's just got a different mechanic for it. You notice? It seems to be more precise.
I'll have to keep my eye on that. I haven't noticed.
It's more bursting and then stopping of shooting again. I don't know. Maybe there's settings that you can mess with, but when I played, every time I was aiming, I was shooting.
There must be some way of preventing that.
Probably is. I just didn't mess with it enough, so I just don't know.
You think of things maybe like one finger versus 2 fingers?
Oh, maybe playing with, like, instead of your thumb, or maybe with your thumb and your pointer finger?
Right, like this fires while you're aiming with this.
Yeah, I can see that being a possibility.
Yeah, again, only Tone left alive here. Yeah, Chengdu on 1 HP. But 1 HP with a gun is a big difference between 0 HP and no gun. And it will be Tone going to pick up a huge one there. He's got 2 now.
All that's left is Tone, and Chengdu, and Chengdu is 1 HP. This could really work out well for him.
He's done it! And it's almost like he proved my point there. A man with 1 HP and a gun is that is all 4 smokes there in mid, by the way. That's 4 out of 5 smokes.
Did they just not need them anywhere else, or is it communication errors?
That has to be a communication error, right?
Oh, you would think so. I mean, you see 2 more trails leading toward the B tunnels. Maybe they have more than 1 smoke.
Yeah, it could be, or that's just flashes. Since they ran out of smokes immediately. Yeah, something we could ask about as we move towards the finals. And there's definitely smoke there, but they had 1 left.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Where else would they need it, though? You don't really need one toward long A.
I mean, there could be some situations where you'd end up needing them. Trisha, not going to find it there. You'd have to say a little bit surprising to see players like that. The Chinese players just miss spray downs like that.
And that's the second one we've seen from Shi Shui here.
Yeah.
He just had a completely free frag. There was a great play by him, but just could not connect.
That being said, he did put quite a bit of damage down.
Of course, yeah, he did. A little under half HP.
I mean, if you count it, he'd probably counter with the point that I did over 100 damage. Okay, I put 2 people below 50.
You're welcome, Balta.
Right. And actually, all of a sudden, Dragon players just dropping like flies. But the nice kill there from Adam off screen. I did catch that one on the mini map, catching out the end around there from Adam. Oh wow, that's
Adam. Yeah, Adam.
That's why I was so confused. I was like, I swear it just said Adam. It can't be Adam killing Adam. Oh wait, it actually can be. They're just technically two different words, but especially with my slight southern accent, it sounds exactly the same. A nice double here. Popcorn into the double for Adam. And wowzers. That was a clean round. Was that the SSS plus round?
Did they not take damage, for real? I didn't
don't think
notice.
they did.
I don't think they did either. It was too quick of a round, and there was no nades going in their direction. So that might be another S plus round. And I think the other one that we noticed this tournament was also done by the other Chinese side.
Yeah.
No, it was Dragon.
There was technically,
It was Dragon versus.
but there was some falling damage. Does that count?
Oh, no,
That's
no.
gonna be the SS.
I think that was when KB was playing against Dragon. There was some like minor damage, remember? And then when Dragon played against the Korean team, they had one perfect round.
Big flash there from Balls are gonna slow this down, but still, they have the two-man disadvantage, and he still took quite a bit of spray or / grenade damage as he did fall back onto the point, and it's gonna be a two-man defense, but gonna be so difficult as they're not gonna have any idea where they're coming from. Oh!
Oh my goodness!
Scared.
Alrighty then.
I thought that was my chair. It's actually my phone falling out of my pocket. Ooh, that was devastating. I apologize for you guys at home, as that was probably pretty loud and startling.
Shui just a couple of more shots here. He cannot seem to connect this game, but we'll give him more opportunity. He is a champion, you know. After all, he gets a little bit more leeway than most.
That's true, and you know, definitely not over. One of those situations where it's definitely not over because Balza, I mean, he's been really dragging well in this game, and then he gets another one. Oh my goodness, he's got it right there for free. And now, all of a sudden, back in the advantage. They never planted the bomb, though.
And I'm not too sure
Tone
whose
had it
advantage
the
it's
whole
in here.
time.
Oh, he did. He was making a slow rotation over, and thankfully for him, because now you'd be in an even more sticky situation if it wasn't the case.
Maybe. I mean, you have to say, though, I'd really like to see this round over.
And this is actually heavily in AG's favor if he's choosing to use this Barrett. I guess he really doesn't know that they're lit up.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, at that point, the Deagle's just as good, right? As an AK, perhaps even. But that could come back to bite him in the butt. And it's one of those things that you really want to. I really want to go back and watch this round over to figure out. Oh well, okay, there you go. Oh, he's missed it. Oh, they're on 1 HP apiece. Oh, and well done. Good read.
The movement by Balza there.
Read, hard read, outplayed.
Yeah, and that round heavily won by Balza there. The flank, I mean, it was looking really unlikely with both of them on 1 HP and a 2v3. Balza with a great movement, great map knowledge, and he gets a 4K on the round for his work.
11 now in total. Really playing his way into this game, and Chengdu again. It seems like he's been going down early so often here for them. Jocker in some weird positioning, but he's actually got a double kill for himself. He picks up a new weapon, but not quite in time, as Dashio going to take him down. And definitely a huge advantage here for Dragon into this round again, and Dashio almost going down himself, and it's actually going to be Shusha. And ooh, that was a neat little headshot from the Eagle, but the grenade equal to it. Gonna end the round, and Dragon gonna get on the board again.
And Dragon, they seem to have a lot of success toward A-Long, which is, I guess, what they're realizing now. But they've also had an equal amount of failures toward A-Long, and that's exactly what's going to start off this round, is a nade kill onto them. And they're not getting a battle there, which they've been winning a lot of the battles at A-Long, so that's unfortunate for them, just a free death on their side.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where you might want to see, or you might like to see Dashio holding deep here with them as they keep coming around this corner, and just using that box to try and really suppress it, because that can be so difficult if you to get a flash in the right position to shut that opper down on that A-Long.
Yeah, you're 100% right about that. And I think the first round, though, he might have just missed a couple of shots because he was in that position. That might be why he's not taking that position again, because he was there and he got taken out.
Well, we can see him moving in that direction right now. But he is going to rotate back here towards mid. Adam, don't think was seen or saw anything there. But the 5-on-2 going to be super difficult, and I imagine the hunt will begin soon here for AG, and it seems like that's kind of what Dragon is hoping for, is to try and catch them off guard in deep positions as they start to get impatient. And it will be Adam and Tristan who see each other first, and Adam going to win this first trade, but at the same time, Tone is going to go down across towards long A. Again, misses his first shot, but is able to get back out. And now with the Deagle going to come hunt him down. And that will be side change. I believe 6-3 or 5? No, definitely 6-3.
It was 6-3. And I think the real question now is, how do you properly say ATOM? Adam.
Oh, no.
Is there a different way to say it other than just Adam? I've said that my whole life.
Atomic. Atom.
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 Yes, this
Atom.
Atom.
Look, Tom, it is a Tom.
Atom. Man, that's so different. Yeah, I can't hear the difference in my own voice if there is one between Adam, A-D-A-M, Adam, and A-T-O-M, Atom.
I mean, if
you try, if you really
atom.
concentrate.
Oh, it's not that
Atom.
hard, yeah. If you just, atom and Adam. Atom.
But the second you start speaking quickly or aren't thinking about it, it immediately becomes Adam.
Like the first time we saw him and we said it, we were very clear
Sure,
the
Adam.
entire time saying just Adam.
Yeah. That being the case, we'll have to keep you on your toes as viewers. You're going to have to use your context clues because I'm not going to sit there and try to say at home.
Or maybe you could just slide in a subtly somewhere in the word. I don't know.
No, these are all bad ideas. You're just going to have to use your brains and figure out exactly what's coming through. Does look like we are about ready to get in. Yeah, I was about to say we saw a lot of finger pounding there, so
A lot of knifing.
yeah, probably the running while knifing. I mean, that must be why everybody does it in both PC and mobile versions. I must say, I feel the need myself.
How did Adam get a quick pick onto before there? Because I see him with the. Maybe he can switch weapons whenever he pleases. Maybe he did get a sniper shot there. I didn't pay it.
I think it might be one of those things where, as long as you're in spawn, it doesn't matter.
Maybe.
And you can just switch weapons, because I've seen that a couple of times where it seems like, oh, he's already left spawn, and then he comes back and trades it out. That's another thing you can try and remember ask some of the Chinese casters here for the mobile version, as they'll probably have a bit more knowledge about things like that. So if you are filled with questions like that, please return for the finals, and we'll probably have an answer for you if we remember.
We'll have an AMA.
How about that? As where would you even have the AMA?
The chat?
In Twitch chat?
Yeah.
Twitch chat AMA? Are you gonna? You're the one who's gonna have to bring out Twitch chat on your phone.
I'm good.
Let's say that's aggressive. And with the Shelby shield here, it's really turned it back on their heads as it's 2v4 now. It should be able to get that one there, but Chengdu gonna need a huge clutch there. Just barely not gonna get his weapon out quite in time, and Jocker's gonna take him down as punishment. And you have to say, definitely looking closer here for between Dragon and AG versus KB and AH.
I mean, like we mentioned before, we don't know who was the #1 team in Vietnam, and maybe we got a little too enamored with the Twin Towers.
Yeah, well, I think it's more that it just doesn't seem like AG. It might be that just AG plays a bit down to their opponents is one thing.
That's quite a possibility as well.
Because they haven't had the cleanest against either Vietnamese team.
That is true, actually. Yeah. I forgot that they did struggle a bit against the other Vietnamese team as well. But maybe it's also the fact that they have a new member now, and not because he's doing badly, but maybe it throws a little wrench into their game plan a little every now and then.
Yeah, that's the other thing I'd like to know a little bit more about is why the move was made, and if they just thought it was a straight upgrade from their previous sniper, or if was some turmoil. You know, all of that's got to be going to have an impact on play. Did we see the execute coming out onto the site and looking like a very clean entry? Drop Docker. Ooh, does that count as a collateral?
Yeah, basically it does.
It's pretty much a collateral.
Because with an 8K, it's hard to get a clean collateral.
Yeah.
So we just count whenever they drop on top of each other. Might as well. If it was going to be a collateral with an off, it kind of
huge round there from Sure Shit. I believe that was a 4K on that. Lots of spam coming through. I believe that was from Balza. As he does have that M4, it wouldn't be the... Ooh. That was a team effort there.
Adam taking out Adam.
you were going to do that.
I had to try to make sure I still got it down.
Oh, man. That's going to be interesting. I'm definitely going to try not to pay attention to it at all. But the issue is that I know that you are, which is going to make me pay attention to it to see if you're going to do it.
See, the thing is, once I saw who was killing who, it took me a second to think about it to make sure I said it correctly, and then I went for it.
Yeah,
I just distract you a little bit.
You have to say the well-timed nades there from multiple members. I believe it just took 2 nades.
Yeah, it was.
And it was full damage from 2 nades, immediate death.
And of course, my boy Adam his second to get that frag.
Yeah. Otherwise, we couldn't have said it. He knew that was what was up. Is it possible 3v1 here? Nice little flash, gonna buy for a lot of time. And Adam having a big round for himself.
That was me. Accidentally dropping some more things over here.
It's been a long few days for us. I'll say that.
Definitely can't wait to have our break tomorrow and the finals for both games. 2 days.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys are ready for us to have a break as well. We've definitely been losing our minds a little bit, man. I imagine it's noticeable on stream.
A noticeable drop off between our casting yesterday, midway through the day, and then today.
Who knows? Maybe we're actually so much better. And
it's just in our minds. We think we were good before, but we're pretty, we're pretty garbage.
Right.
Laxy.
There you go. We were just Laji all the time, and now we're the opposite of Laji. We're Nyobi. Adam, the last man standing. I would translate that for you guys on stream, but if I did it literally, it would be highly inappropriate. Suffice it to say,
Adam took out Atom made it again.
Oh, nice. I was gonna say, suffice it to say,
Adam took out Adam.
Adam took out Adam, and if you want to know the correct translation, ask
if you want to
Chinese
know,
friends.
now you know.
But Laji meaning garbage. So we were garbage, but now we're
awesome,
which would be the
Nyobi.
approximate translation of Nyobi. But definitely not going to be telling you guys the literal translation. Map 1, I mean, not as clean as we saw from KB, right? But still, I mean, beggars are not going to be choosers there, right? It's still pretty clear blowout.
When you're taking a W, you can't complain. I mean, you could, but you shouldn't.
It's really just more for us looking ahead at how AG and KB are going to match up. And you can tell some about the way that they close out their matches because, I mean, I honestly don't think that we're going to see much of anything different. I think Dust 2 was probably the best map there for Freedom. Not Freedom, excuse me.
Close enough, though. I mean,
Dragon.
They have the same flag, so.
Yeah, different Vietnamese team. We saw quite a few of their members here for the PC version.
For Freedom, yeah.
So maybe still fresh on my mind, but for Dragon, they both end in OMN sounding.
What?
Oh, they both have similar endings to the word.
Freedom.
Dragon. Kind of.
I mean, if you don't speak English, maybe. Maybe they sound similar.
Maybe that I said maybe my English is suffering these days. But we are ready to get into our second map here between AG and Dragon. Perhaps they can prove us wrong here, Dragon, and bring one back, or will AG take one step closer to the finals? And there it is. On to Compound we go, and you have to say that that's a worrying sight for Dragon, as it's been quite a good map here for the Chinese sides in this tournament. And immediately 3 down, and looking like going for that triple kill, but not going to be able to find it there. Only Tone left alive. And no bomb in his hand, or excuse me, he's on GR. So I mean,
bomb in his hands.
What I said
that's actually
was
not
factually true.
That is true, but it actually could be virtually in his hands by being in front of him. It would be better for him. So at the same time, bomb not in his hands, bad.
I don't know. If it was right in front of him, that would probably be bad. That means a lot of people are coming in your direction in the 1v4. As they would probably close in on the bomb together. But interesting here. Jocker can be holding just close enough. And he will definitely know exactly where that's coming from. Will he try? I don't know about that flash. As he's not going to be able to close in on it.
There was a little bit of a suspect play there. I'm not sure what his plan was. Maybe flash them and then run around? Not going to be blind anymore.
Ha!
They'll never expect this. Oh, my bad.
The irony is immediately going to get called out there for sure. And this round looking like it's going to go to AG. That being said, if we can pull this double kill out, this extended double, Trisha going to help a lot there. Going to guarantee the trade. Good teamwork there to fall back to each other's positions. And only An left alive, but he's in the 2v1. We've seen clutches here before. We've seen Kim Ok-jil against AG have similar situation clutches. And also similar situation utter failures. But he's got 1 down, 1 to go. Health advantage still in Chengdu's favor, but smartly played there. Using the bomb to his advantage and making space for himself, forcing the peek out of Han.
It was a good attempt.
But good calm, collected play there by Chengdu.
Yeah, Chengdu, the veteran of life.
I guess so. How did you come to know this information about Chengdu?
Well, just because I saw his age was older than the rest, so he must be the veteran of life.
See? And that's investigative journalism.
He's actually younger than me, though.
Doesn't matter. It's all
Comparison.
relative.
Yeah, comparison. All the rest of them look to be 98s to 2000s.
Oh, so
Young bucks.
Young bucks to say the least.
And they're definitely winning some bucks. So.
Yeah, that's true. And a pretty nice round here looking like for Dragon. Definitely one that you could say you want to see them pick up. As how many of these opportunities will they get? They're going to have to close out every single one that they find. And they've also got the health advantage here between Weed and Jocker. Not a single bit of tag damage on them. But Chungju and Shurship both tagged here pretty heavily. Both about exactly at 65 HP, it would seem.
Both hit by the same gun, same distance, it seems, I guess.
I mean,
that seems fair.
Their health bars are identical, so unless it's, but it seems like it's an approximate health bar, because when someone's on 1 HP, it doesn't put them like super low. All down to Shurship here.
Both on 65.
Yeah. The best around. Yep, nothing's ever gonna keep Joker down. Jocker down. Joker.
I'm mistaking him for his counterpart in AHIHI.
Oh, that's right. There is a Joker. There's also a caster named Joker, which is why I was.
If that random guess of mine was correct, my mind would be blown.
No, I was thinking of a caster.
Okay, because I was actually super shocked right there when you were like, "Oh yeah."
I was just assuming and backing you up. I can't think of. I mean, what you have like 2-star on the AE lineup. Who else is on there? I can't think of it off the top of my head. It's definitely 2-star heroes.
I think Shishi.
Shishi, I think, is on there, as we can see. A 1-for-1 here, but Tone on such low health. Much nicer and nicer as people dropping all around here for AG, but then they managed to pull it back between Dacio and Adam. Another one there on the on, and only Weed left behind after what looked to be such a great round here from them. And he even gets the drop on him, but actually Dacio from distance gonna take him out with a deal headshot.
That's actually back-to-back rounds where they had the advantage and then it just all blows up in their face.
Yeah, and it's one of those where initially you'd say, well, how many more opportunities are they going to get like this? But it's still early on, and it seems like they've been in every point. So maybe down the stretch, Dragon can really start to pull back some points.
Maybe so, but just judging from what I'm seeing from AG compared to what I'm seeing from nice little double kill collateral basically there from Jocker, double headshot collateral. But anyways, what I've been seeing, and he interrupts me yet again with another headshot.
Let's go.
All right, I see you. You're just looking for that headshot percentage, aren't you? But differences between KB and HG though. I mean, KB, maybe just because it's against weaker teams, they've looked so strong.
Yeah.
So freaking strong.
I mean, it's hard to say that Dacio has that big of an influence on the team that is so completely different with him.
I know. That's why I'm saying it's like, I don't know. You know, it just maybe it's because they're playing against weaker teams, like I said. Maybe the style of the aggressiveness. I know against people who are less skilled than you, the aggressiveness will show. But it just seems like
and will be rewarded.
Oh yeah, for sure. But the aim, also looks a lot more precise overall, maybe on KB. Or am I just imagining things? I don't know.
It certainly is for Widow. I mean, Widow, I think, has been the most impressive player for me.
And maybe they changed up their roster as well. This could be a possibility.
We can have a look at that. Let me see. Actually, you look as I'll play by play while you look.
Well, the thing is, Dacio is on this roster for AG. So I don't know if we'll be able to tell.
Right. But I mean, look at the awards, right? And that's.
Oh, okay.
That's in addition to me hearing them talk about it. But yeah, because of the way it's written here for them. it's all the same. No moves have been made for KD. At least from what I can tell. But yeah, in addition to hearing them talking about it in the hallway yesterday, the information is there, just not directly, if that makes sense. The bomb has gone down, and on left to do anything about it. Gonna be super difficult, and as it's super anticlimactically, Nacho puts him down right out front of the A bomb site there, and says, "This is, private party, no admittance,
Not
to
letting you in.
outside persons."
But who was the bouncer?
It was on who got bounced by Basho.
Even though they're in a 5v4v3 now, I wouldn't be surprised to see AG still pull us out with the way things have been going. And as I talk about it, we went from a 3v5 all the way down to a 3v3, and the health advantage is definitely in favor of top.
But not by too much. That's going to be devastating there. Again, it's so often that we find Balta in these
Flanking
positions, and he always seems to get at least one.
And it's really weird how he always manages to get in them, which means what he's doing is he's waiting to see where the opponent is going and then immediately just hightailing it right behind them, taking a huge risk in doing what he's doing, but it's doing nothing but paying out, so why not?
Well, you also have to say that, it's stuff like that while looks maybe less impressive against a team like Dragon and doesn't always amount to the kind of advantages, a play like that against KD is much more different.
It's much more difficult
Much
as
more
well.
impactful, though.
It's much more impactful, but much more difficult because they will be watching their back and maybe also leave lurkers in other positions. They won't just leave their back open. So,
Well, I mean,
to me, I would say it actually shines more against a team like Dragon, who's not really paying attention to their back.
Well, I think it's a bit harder to say that, as it's so rare to find yourself in behind in the way that maybe 18 was when he picks up that quadrant. Usually you're in behind one or two, and it's about making them look back and forth, right? But with some of these teams, it's almost no difference from taking the trade to being backstabbed. You know what I mean? Okay. So that if a player like Chengdu can just walk out and just take trade after trade, like a lot of the players on KB were doing, then it's really hard to even get a read there on KB, because that's if AG is playing in positions where they're going to get trades and use that just more strategic advantages rather than relying on those
Aim battle.
Right. So I think it's still really hard to predict which of the teams is stronger. But Dragon, if they can put 2 rounds on the board here, all of a sudden, Jocker trying to knife down his teammate, tell him to get out of his way. 5 AK here for Dragon, and a bit more difference in weapons over here on AG's side. 4-1 EBR as the EBR does take down. No, actually, it appeared to take people down, but it was actually, I think,
A mirage. And it almost appeared to take Jocker down, but Jocker was having none of that. No jocks around here.
Dasho, that's going to be a good one. He's got 2 now to his name. He needs 1 more. He doesn't know where he is, though. Will he guess correctly here? Jocker, he's got the shoulder.
Ridiculous. Because Dragon actually has been in the advantage so many times in this game. I mean, I don't even think I can count on just one hand how many times they've been in the advantage. Maybe it's only been about 4 or 5 times. I guess I don't know. It feels like so many times.
Yeah.
At least that. And so the early round is going that big, and he just can't seem to close out on the round. It's really disappointing. As I speak about it, they're going down in the early rounds due to Shershwell is getting a nice triple kill of his own, making sure they end the round a lot quicker than the past few.
Yeah, it will be the 2-on-4, and with the bomb in hand, in Dasho's hand, and with knowledge of where Tone is, yeah, they are going to go down 1-2 right there, and that'll leave us in a 7-2 first half.
Yeah, And once again, I feel
Didn't
like it's
feel like it was 7-2.
No, because I feel like it was a little bit speaking to some sort of weakness, maybe still out of AG. The fact that they go down early so often to a team like Dragon, who, although not, somebody you can, I guess, roll over, just not somebody I expected to do this to them.
Yeah, I mean, you have to say that KB's win against both of these Vietnamese teams was
Convincing. And not only that, the way that this team, Dragon, is playing, getting the early battles against them and winning them is the same thing KB's going to do.
Right.
So, I mean, I can't see KB going down early to AG. I mean, maybe AG will play different. Maybe AG will play just more defensively against KB and actually play just more intelligently overall. I could see that happening.
Right. I mean, there's a reason that in this past season, AG was number 1 and KB was number 2. What's happening here is not that reliant on what Dasho was doing, right?
Yeah.
So you would think that even if Dasho is new, he's changing the team in such a way that
they're all of a sudden losing rounds. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Like, he's not making that play style.
Right. Especially in matches where you're much stronger than your opponent, right?
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing that's going to show up in those type matches. And that being said, right, perhaps it's just creeping in there a little bit, and maybe KB is just in better form right now, mechanically.
Nice triple cover from Dashiro as we're talking about him. The last, I think, 3 rounds, he's had 2 rounds out of those 3 where he's gotten 3 kills, and one of them was a 1v3. What a quick scope coming out from him. Definitely difficult on the mobile version.
Yeah, sure picking that one up.
Impressive.
Yeah, because you have to both quick scope in and then immediately fire, right?
Yeah, and it's not like you have a mouse to do that where you can just put 2 buttons.
Right.
I'm sure it's much harder.
Interesting, to say the least. I don't know why I'm just stuck on a couple of phrases these past couple of days. I'm telling you, I've just been beginning to slowly go insane. I feel like. But EG, again, and it just feels like somehow miraculously, Shusha is just going to win this round out. But finally, they do put one back on the board for themselves here, Dragon. 3-8 here now. EG still looking to close out this second map. And early advantage is going to go here to EG as they step out aggressively down mid. Not going to find the rebuttal. And it's actually going to be Dasho again with another one to take down. Ooh, and he's getting so aggressive. Oh, it's actually not as aggressive as I had thought, but still super aggressive. And Shusha coming over to back him up could surprise over here. And it will, as Shusha going to take down Tone. Man, I'm telling you, somebody must have informed Dasho what we were talking about, because he's looking
popping off now. He's definitely been on top of the scoreboard ever since we even started mentioning him.
It's been just back-to-back rounds of him just getting so aggressive and being successful with it. I mean, what is this aggression?
He's definitely a really precise sniper, especially on this mobile version.
And you would think that's more than likely why AG picked him up, right? For that mechanical skill. But, we've seen moves like that work in the past. I mean, just to talk about AG in the PC version, Chong-R, right? We've seen him with some amazing plays for TGF, but never really panned out on AG, at least not yet, as he will be moving back to AG after CFGI.
But I think part of that has to do with, even though he has been wildly effective just overall, and especially in CFGI, probably their second or third fragger.
I have to be number 2. Were we talking about Chong-R or
Chong-R, yeah,
or Dasho?
Chong-R.
Chongar, yeah. I mean, he's been right behind Shobi, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Even though he's been largely effective, I think a lot of it comes out of just normally in CFPO for him.
He saw the leg.
Comes out of how good he is with the VIP M4. So
Yeah.
good with it. And so he is a lot more effective, I think, in the CFPO. So therefore, maybe that is... Ooh, what a way to finish that round off.
1-2 knockout punch to win the map there. Yeah, hold on to that thought. We'll maybe talk about that a little bit later. But, whew. You have to say, after it looked a little bit questionable early, got way, way cleaner for them as we went down the line.
Yeah.
And
Definitely wasn't looking like a contender, or not a contender,
Contested.
but a contested game after the last
no.
half, I guess.
It was definitely all AG towards the end, and you know they only need one more map, and then we have our finals set. Which I mean, it's feeling like it's going that way. I know I keep saying that, but I mean,
It's not
What
feeling
else
like it's
can
going
you
that way.
say?
Let's be honest. You know, it's gonna be
barring a minor miracle, barring an asteroid.
I'm thinking
Dominion.
just of the TD that just happened, and the way we see the mechanical skill difference in between the teams. I mean,
Oh, that's right. Are we going on to
TD
ship?
ship, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not seeing-
that could be brutal.
yeah.
But that being said, you know we saw them coming out there and taking fights.
But winning them,
Yeah, and
Early
winning
on,
them
yeah.
sometimes. I mean, much more than it was working
I would
against
say-
KB.
yeah, this might be a closer TD than we think, just because the way they were losing a lot of those rounds was just intelligent play from AG near the end.
I mean, 30 is a big number to beat when you're going to 80. Like,
Yeah.
as in KB racking, I don't know if it quite hit 30, but it was certainly over 25,
It was
which is
it
absurd.
was around 30 because they were about to hit 30 at the 70 mark.
Which is just straight bonkers. That's such a huge advantage. And the other thing is, if you want to talk about staples
Yeah.
in China, I don't know about, maybe you can attest to the NA server, but if you want to play a game of CF and it's TD, number one is probably ship, and that's where we're headed.
Yep.
AG versus Dragon for all the marbles here for AG and well for for the final marbles and Dragon. Oh my goodness. I'm just jumbling words now. You guys know what I mean. To get into the finals for AG and to save their tournament life here for Dragon. I was going to ask you, a little bit about what it's like for the NA server, because I imagine this one actually probably
The
shows
staple
up.
map. It's the staple map. It's the old map, the first TD map that ever came out, and everybody plays it. But look at how much precise shooting we're seeing, especially from Churchway here, who is holding such a long angle, especially on this mobile CF. That can be easy shots to hit, and he's just using 2 to 3 bullets and just mowing him down. And then we're seeing Dashwo come over here with another 2K and then a backstab to make it a 3K. I can't see him getting any more than this once they're coming out of small with small shot, but he does. 4-5. Wow, how can they let that happen? He just killed you. How do you not know where he's coming from?
And Unbreakable here is not as impressive as it was on Dust 2, but still pretty awesome there. Second Unbreakable here, and it does come from Shusho, right?
Yeah, Churchill.
And that's
Actually, no, that was Dashwo.
Dasho.
Yeah.
Oh, well there you go. Jocker gonna get a 3 for himself though, and that's nicely done. So he's looking for more around here, and they will have a really good idea where I was gonna say where Weed was coming from, and it will be Shusho who takes him down. But nice kills coming back across here for top for
Definitely
that
keeping
Dragon.
Definitely keeping it like within fighting distance here. Not too bad. I mean, 10 kills is a lot to fight back from, but it was already way out of hand whenever it came to the other TD.
Yeah, they definitely kept it more respectable, and I've definitely seen comebacks of this size 10 is about as large a lead as you can be comfortable giving the other team. It means you need 2 wipes before the end of the match, and when it's as they're nearing the halfway point, this is a big issue. Like the 40 to 25 is when it really starts to get out of control. If they can bring some back here like they are and just cut it back down to that 10 mark, then they can start really cutting into the lead here. It's just one by one edging away from them. And ooh, that was a nice little read there by Dasho. Really using the sides of the ship there, the underhull, if you will. Right here, what would you call those?
We don't have a call for it, but I would just say underpass. Anything that's a tunnel below something, we just call it underpass.
Fair enough. But then you would say L underpass and R underpass, like that, right?
T and CT.
But they're both equivalent. I guess technically not, because there's
depending on what side the entrance ends on, maybe, or something like that.
Ooh.
Or I'd say which side that would be hard to call.
No, we're looking at AG's side, right? The one on the right, from their perspective, would be GR.
Yeah.
GR underpass, and the one on the left would be T underpass, BL underpass, because you have to hop on the box to get into that one, but you can just go directly to the spawn as the other one. Sorry, I love to use my hands to speak. Hopefully I didn't
smack yourself in the face there.
Well, I was more smacking the eardrums of the viewers, hopefully. There should be a noise gate on those, so it probably wasn't too loud. Apologies anyway. It's still pretty decently close, much more respectable than the first one there, than the last one, I should say, between the two. And only 10 left in it as of now. Gonna need a huge performance here from Dragon to bring it back. They're gonna need 20 before AG can get 8, 7, and it's looking pretty impossible here for them with only 6 left to go. They're not going to be able to lose many lives, and Weed and Tone already low. Yeah, Weed will go down here early. A nice double kill there by Tone, and double kill for Adam as well. Balls are going to be taken down, but only 3 left in it. Ooh, and a double there for Shurshay. Going to close it down to only 1 remaining. Balls are just spraying it through the box, and he will get the final kill there that takes AG into the finals, and I can't say anybody's surprised.
No, but I will say what I'm surprised about is the top fragger. Did you notice who that was?
No, I did not.
Jocker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from Dragon. He had 22 kills, whereas the second, I think, was 20.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
And there was actually 3 members there on the Vietnamese side who had 22, 17, and 19. Not too shabby.
Respectable.
Yeah, and that's
Very
the reason why they were
respectable.
keeping up.
I mean, read into it what you want. I think it's because they were just such lopsided games all the way through. It's still really hard to get a read on AG versus KB. I mean, it's almost the same as, maybe if KB's looking a little bit stronger here, but they also lost in the finals. So I think maybe we might end up with a really tight one here between the two.
Yeah, I mean, you still got to give the ticket, I want to say. I don't know why I want to say that word, but...
Slight edge?
The slight edge, but the ticket for the slight edge
okay,
over to AG, because they did win in the previous matchup these two had.
Yeah. I mean, could be, but again, we saw some great performance out of Dasho, but is the maybe slight missteps here against the foreign teams
a sign of weakness?
A sign of weakness, maybe, just as the team as a whole, bringing in the new player that they haven't quite meshed yet?
I mean, obviously, as we have shown already, where we're trying to read how these teams are going to be, how good they're going to be against the Chinese teams before they even got to play them, you remember?
Yeah.
And we were completely wrong about a lot of them. It's hard to read just off of the games that you're seeing where the teams aren't matching up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not actually playing against each other, so you can't really see how they're going to play out. But I would say, just again from reading, over analyzing here, I think I'll go back to my other thought of KB is going to have a lot of success in early fights. And that could turn out detrimental on S&D maps
As we do
for
look
AG.
here at the matchup results from the day, we never saw a single contested match throughout the entire group stage and semifinals. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-0. I mean, certainly was very interesting, and it does say a lot about how you can rank the regions, right? Very clearly, Thailand last place, followed by very clearly Korea second to last, very clearly Vietnam number 2, and way up above the rest, China.
China number 1.
I will say, I'm pretty happy for the Thai teams that they never had to run into a Chinese team, because that could have gotten.
Oh, they didn't, did they?
That could have gotten a little bit ouch town, I think would be the
Come over here, you got to get your lesson, boy.
ouch
You need a
town.
little spanking.
Of course, don't forget that we will be off tomorrow, but we'll be right back with more CF on Sunday with 2 p.m. The CFGI PC Finals, their SV versus TGF. Should be an interesting one to watch, followed by the mobile finals with AG and KB. So come back on Sunday and join us there. But for us here today at CFGI and the Asia Invitational,
First off, apology for the stuttering.
sloppy,
Yeah, the sloppy casting.
cast. It'll be much better on Sunday, I promise.
100%.
Join us back then, but that's all for now. Thank you.